Franny here. Let's talk a little bit about the game between Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces. The Las Vegas Aces have done something nobody's done since the 90s, and that was to win a back to back championship in the WNBA, which shows you how difficult it is to do that. I actually think they've got a great opportunity for a three-peat. They are so solid, it's just unbelievable. Gray, the starting point guard, has been out for all the games they've played so far. And Becky Hammon, as far as I'm concerned, is probably the best coach in the WNBA. Um, it also reminds me that Greg Popovich is my favorite coach in the NBA because when he won an NBA championship, he had a great opportunity to do whatever he wanted to do. And he was the first male coach that had the confidence of knowing that women need an opportunity to be able to work with men. And so he hired Becky Hammon as the first assistant women's basketball coach. And I love him for that. One of my pet peeves is that when you have women coaching women, that's great, great opportunity for them. But how does it go the other way, where women have the opportunity to coach men? So a lot of times you're taking away a coaching position from a woman when you hire a male coach, only because it doesn't go both ways. So he's done a great job of giving Becky Hammon another opportunity to see what it was like at the NBA level, and she did a great job there. She had the uh, the D players. I'm sorry, the D group of players that would play in the summer, and she took them on to a championship. So her IQ of basketball has just grown exponentially just because she's been able to study under great people, and Greg Popovich, as far as I'm concerned, is one of those people. So that was a big plus. Um, Also, she's got great players coming in. She's got a great eye for talent. Um, she's a point guard, which I happen to think that point guards make sometimes the best coaches because they've done that role so frequently. They've had to see when they're running a team on the court how to maneuver players, what plays to call, that type of thing. So it's a natural for them to go into a coaching opportunity, and she certainly has done a great job. With Gray out as a starting point guard, everything fell on Young, and Young is probably my favorite point guard in the WNBA. She is just so versatile. She's a great defensive player. She was tasked in this game of guarding Caitlin, and she um, she actually stole a ball from Caitlin because she studies. She studies that Caitlin likes to do a crossover dribble in front of her when she's going to move to the left, and she made a good pick of her, went on to get a little layup. She does a great job of running the team. She's there for rebounds. She's just the all around player. Great scorer. She knows her opportunities. This is what some of the young people need to learn. When is the opportunity to really distribute the ball? When is the opportunity to take my shot when I'm open and have the confidence to do that? And I think she's the best all around player in the WNBA right now. So she's real high on my list. Then you have Wilson, who is without a doubt wanting people to know that she was the MVP last year, she thought. So she's going to make sure she gets the MVP this year. She is just such a smart player, great rebounder. Her intensity in the game and her ability to lift her team with her is one of the things that a lot of young centers can learn. And she's built so extremely well as an athlete that she's solid. When you're up against her, you're really going to have to play hard, and she'll come back and get you if you beat her at anything, whether it be offense or defense. She'll come after you, and I love that attitude about her. Uh, the other thing that I liked that Becky Hammond did was she knew that the coach was there from Iowa, and out of respect for her, she tried to get those Iowa players in the game as much as possible. Becky has two of them, um, a backup center as well as Kate Martin, and Kate Martin had her best game of the season. So she scored in double digits. She had like 5 rebounds and 5 assists. And she's another person that is just going to get better and better under Becky Hammond because she's got a great basketball IQ. Uh, the reason that the Aces do so well is that they distribute the ball. They've got the players to do it. They've got the bench to do it. Plum is unbelievable shooter. She'll draw a foul from you every time trying to go to the basket. She does tend to go to her left, so you have to push her to her right and be smart enough to do that. And she's great at the free throw line. She'll make sure she has body contact with you in order to get there. So I was proud of the Fever because they were able to hang with the Aces for the first half. 2 point difference at the half, but uh, I'm sure Becky had something to say with that. They were all tired from a road trip, but they came back awfully hard and um, they did the job in the second half. Just the experience, uh, their ability to focus in on the game when they need to focus in on the game and make things happen. So Caitlin didn't have that great of a shooting game because she had a great person guarding her in Young, and but she did distribute the ball fairly well. Had some turnovers, and the turnovers for the uh, Fever the second half absolutely killed them. Boston was a really bright light. She really hung in there with everybody and made some unbelievable moves. And then there's number 14, my little gal, and she actually started the game, Fontenelle, and she did a great job. But in the end, experience outdid a young team that's trying to grow and come together. And so it's just going to be a little bit more time together, more experience together. But what a team that the Aces have, and I think they have a great shot of repeating. Although I think there'll be some other teams that'll challenge them as they get used to each other more and more. We're still early in the season, but uh, this is a growing season for Caitlin, and it was really fun for her because they did a little blurb on what she thought of Kate Martin, and she just did nothing but give her great accolades as far as being a great basketball player, a great friend, and having a great basketball IQ. So you can see a lot more of Kate. Becky Hammond is smart enough that she'll use her because she doesn't make a lot of mistakes. She is pretty solid in the choices that she makes. So a lot of other players can learn that from her, especially coming in new to the WNBA. So um, take care. We'll talk to you later about our next game.